all of these days. Okay, frag the Gemara. Heiche remiza. So now we're saying the working theory is that Anshe Knesset Gdola set up all these days. So heiche remiza. Where in the Megillah is it alluded to? Where is the Meramas that Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel? Amar Rav Shemin bar Abba, Amar Rav Yochanan, Amar Kra. Rav Shemin bar Abba said the name of Rav Yochanan. The pasuk in Megillah says, "L'kayim es yemei hapurim ha'ela bizmaneihem," to fulfill the days, these days of Purim, in their times. So the lashon over here that's the Gemara is like using is zmaneihem, their times, because it's very simple to say in the time, or to be mekayim the days of Purim in their time. So every letter that we add, there's a reason to add it. So the Gemara learns a whole bunch of things from the different times that it mentions time, zmanam and zmaneihem. And zmaneihem is an interesting lashon. So the Gemara is saying we have to learn something from this.
Meaning it could have said what, like bisman?
Yeah, bisman. Bisman. Or times may important ma'ela bisman.
But there's two zmanam.
Right. So
14 and 15.
Right. So, but they would both be included in zman. Because if you say that the days of Purim are 14 and 15, keep them bisman. It's still the Zman, you know.
Because it's shtayt in the Megillah, so the Zman would still be those two.
It would still be those two.
It's shtayt in the Megillah, yeah.
But Zmaneihem, it says their times, which is interesting. Zmanim harbe tiknu lahem. So, because of the mere fact that it says Zmaneihem, the Gemara is learning from there that there are many times. Hai mi boile legufe. So the Gemara is saying, well, maybe we need that for those 2 days, for 14 and 15. Im kain lema kra zman. So the Gemara answers, if so, then it should just say zman. My zmaneihem, zmanim tuva. Many times. There are different times. Vashidna tzaten, like they say in Spanish. V'akate mi boile. V'akate is going on.
Same conversation. So now please my
right. Ema tracer laser. Right. So right. That's going on the 14 and the 15, or the 13 and the 14. V'katmi boile zmani shazeh loik zmani shazeh im kain lemakra zmanom. Right? So zmanam means their times. Zmaneihem is plural their times. I that's the way I understand it. But I'm not such a diktuk master on that. My zmaneihem shmas minna kulho. All of the times. Ema zmanim tuva zmaneihem dumya de zmanam. I always found this very hard to understand. I chazed it over a bunch of times last time that I learned it, and that was 20 years ago. So maybe the Rav could help out with the whole zmanim, zmanam, zmaneihem, zman. You know, it's a very zmaneihem dumyat zmanam, right? So their times. No, it's hard to understand the difference between zmaneihem and zmanam. Zmanam are their times, because zmaneihem in English, they're both their times. Zmanam is the times of them, and zmaneihem is their time. In English, it sounds the same, right? I'm saying when we say it like it's it, but we're learning a different diuk from zmanam and zmaneihem. Ma zmanam trei, af zmaneihem trei. Right, so now we're gonna go now and understand which days are meant by which diuk. Ma zmanom trei, af zmaneihem trei. Ve'ema trei sar tleisar. So the Gemara says maybe we should be learning 12 and 13, right? Treisar and tleisar is 12 and 13. It's 12 and 13, right? So then that, because we have 14 and 15 already. So how do we know that 11 is included in that? So just so everyone says, the 13th is actually the Nace of Purim happened on 13th. Part of the Nace happened on Purim. That's when we got together and we killed a bunch of them. So that's why it doesn't really need its own day. I remember seeing somewhere the reason why we don't celebrate on the 13th is for the same reason why.
The Malachim saying Shira.
Yeah, Masa Yodim Tavim Bayom Matam Shira.
Masa people die.
Right. So I think I saw that somewhere. I remember. I have to go back to that place and time where I was learning that. The Ema Tresa Klesek the Amri Rav Shmuel by Yitzchak Yud Gimel Zman Kehila Lekoli. But Loy Tzarich LeRabui. Reb Shmuel by Yitzchak said that Yud Gimel is a time of Kehila, which a time that we of gathering that we could say the Megila. But you don't need a riboy to teach us 13. Hachanami Yud Gimel's man Kehila lekolhi. V'loy tzarich l'rabuya. Ve'ema shitza v'shivsar. Oh, so maybe it's adding 16 and 17. How do we know we went the other way, not this way? And for the Gemara, v'lo yavar ksiv. So when it's telling us about the keeping the mitzvahs of Purim, it says keep these days v'lo yavar. That's the end of the pasuk. It's like telling us not to go further. I think also we shouldn't go any further in the Gemara.
Right. So meaning we
Because
shouldn't
we already
go
covered a bunch
after.
of-
We shouldn't go after Yud Dalet and Tezvot. This is a chapter.